Here is another helpful tip for anyone who is building, repairing, or remodeling a stairway that uses metal brackets to connect the treads to the stringers and would like to relocate the treads either a little farther forward or a little further backwards. And the first thing I want to point out is that the riser height will not be affected at all by moving the treads forward or backwards. And for the most part, by moving the treads forward or backward, you're not going to affect the bottom distance between the front of this tread and the front of this tread. Or in other words, the measurement that is going to be measured by the building inspector. And I do have other videos on that in our stair building code area at the website if you're looking for more information on how to calculate that measurement. However, at the top of the stairway, you're going to have a problem unless the floor, landing, or deck framing is done incorrectly. So in our example here where everything is done correctly, we have an 11-inch measurement between the front of the step and the front of the floor framing. And at the bottom, we have the same thing. We've got 11 inches between the front of the step here, back here, and the front of the step above it. And if you notice the distance right here, we're going to go ahead and change it. We're going to move each one of the steps 2 inches forward. And for those of you who guessed it, at the top, we're going to have a 2-inch gap now between the back of the tread and the floor framing. However, like I said, the riser height wouldn't have changed on this, but the length of the last tread is now 2 inches longer. We have a 13-inch long step at the top. And to fix this, we're going to need to add a filler board to the back of the tread and extend the length of the floor framing by 2 inches. Now, this is one way to fix this. You can add or subtract materials at the top to compensate for whether you're moving the treads forward or backwards. Or we can remove some of the material from the stair stringers. If I take 2 inches off of both sides of the stair stringers, I can shove the entire stairway forward, go back to the original framing, and everything will work out just fine. And if you notice, I drew this line here. This is the same line I drew in our first example and kept it there as a reference point so you can kind of give a better idea of what we're doing. And hopefully this makes sense. However, if it does not, feel free to leave any questions you have about it in the comment area, and I will answer them as soon as possible.